Alright, welcome back. This is Dog. We are actually trying a spot here on Volkhov. I heard about this spot from, it was a nice white bream, dang, from folks in my chat channel. In game, so don't know where all they found out about it, but it may be that I'm one of the last people to find out. Ideally, we're going for Vimba here, but Vimba can be very streaky, so I think that what's more likely is that we're going to see, hopefully see some nice white bream. And we're just basically doing a spot check here. And just to see if it's worth further exploration. I just started fishing here, so I didn't get here for most of the night, which would have been the ideal time. But if it's a good spot, we should still see some possibilities in the time that we have. I guess I should mention Fabrique and Fernian in my in-game chat. Both have talked about this spot. Again, there may have been others too. Okay, and it sounds like there's different opinions on what direction to cast. I've been sort of casting towards town. I also hear that some people are preferring to go, there's a Vimba, so that's what we're looking for. Some people are saying they prefer, it is 20 clip by the way, so I'll go over everything here in a second. Over the reeds to the left. I don't know if that's what they mean. Let's just sort of move one around here. Let's test a little bit. So mostly, the first and third line I've got cast towards town at 20 meter clip. Over the reeds on the left. I still think he's talking about towards town though. I don't think I should have cast it that far left. He's talking about over the reeds towards town. Yeah, that's where we're casting at. He's probably just set up a little more to the right and so then going this way. So it might be more of like a slight this direction. We could like cast towards town and then slightly left of town maybe. So let's talk about what we're using. All three are Boonisons. All three have just regular mono line, but they've got 5.4 liters. I'm using white bream mix just to test it with bark beetle larva. I'm sure a lot of people are doing a lot of different things. Some people I think are not even using ground bait at all, which is fine, which may also work. But that's kind of the setup. There's a roach. So let's throw it just like on the left side of town. And again, Vimba are streaky. Even a good Vimba spot, it's not going to be consistent. There's going to be times that it feels like they're not there at all. Then all of a sudden you'll get a few in a row. So it's kind of hard to tell from a short test. That's a zebra mussel. That's crazy. It's a short test here to see. We're using size 18 hooks. I think you could go a little larger than that if you wanted to play around with the setup a little bit, but you know, it's pretty ideal for how small these fish are. Let's see if we can make a mussel out of that. Oops. Wasn't that a zebra mussel? Yes. So nice that we can do this now. Oh, I love it. More of those, please. Let's make sure there's nothing. This is when, if you have picker rods, these would be a good fish for picker rods. After we get a feeling on this site, before we wrap it up, I want to go test the old school Volkhov spot that's often good and see. I hear that there's some blue bream biting for some people over there, so I might go just test that just for a brief few moments. There we go. So they are in the water here. So this seems to be a nice Vimba spot. If they're biting at all, it's nice, you know? Come on, be a river mussel. Oh, rough. We also had a really nice white bream. I think there are plenty of white bream in the water as well. So if you wanted to target white bream, I mean, I think a lot of the weeklies have been coming out on this bark beetle, but that's because everybody's fishing for Vimba. Night crawlers as well. They're also, all the weeklies are from Old Berg. So you could play around with the baits a little bit, red worm. I mean, you try different things, just see if you maybe get on a white bream streak here. The Vimba are, of course, Vimba and blue bream, white-eye bream tend to be the more lucrative ones. All right. While we're still going to sit here for a little bit, I will do... That's a roach, I believe. All right, so somebody wants me to try larger hooks. Let's put 12s on there. I thought I had 18, but that one was a 20. That's a little small. I wonder we caught a rough. I don't know that I would go to 20s for Vimba. All right, that's an 18. That's an 18. And now we have a 12. So he's catching those on 7s. Good night. And he is catching some nice Vimba. So he's using size 7 hook. It may make a difference. You'd have to like test it against itself. I wonder if he was using, 18s or whatever, if he would catch those same ones, but maybe not. Okay, this is the first one on a 12 hook we've caught. We might catch more roaches, and oh, that's a nice Vimba. Okay, maybe I stand corrected. Holy cow. All right. So we change hooks, and all of a sudden they start coming in. Would that have happened anyway? I don't know. Maybe not. That's a roach. Okay, well, let's go to... I don't think I have any 7s. I don't usually keep odd numbers too often. But we'll go to 8. Can't believe we're using an 8 hook for Vimba, though. Oh, we need ground bait. I'm going to just keep white bream mix on there for now. I need to make some more of that, by the way. I think I have some special ground bait for blue bream, so we'll switch to that when we check the blue bream spot. Good day to you. By the way, that spot on bear, I've made a couple videos. The 2 most recent videos I've made on bear with the black carp. That spot is still awesome. 300 silver in just at an hour. Again today, just briefly fished there. Still amazing. And that was, I didn't get any trophies this time, so if you get trophies, it'll be, obviously a lot higher than that. Same baits as the second video I made there. Those same baits are the same ones I was using today. Is that a Vimba? Do we keep the small hook on this one just as a test? I think so. Nice white. I feel like I found the spot. We're getting a pretty good percentage of Vimba here. Let me check something real quick. Oh, we can make another stack. Nice. I had to go take care of a couple things. I was just standing at the dock at Volkhov in the rain, so my comfort level is totally shot. And I just can't hardly be bothered to worry about it right now. We'll go stand by a campfire or something. So we're at 133.83. So that is the smaller hook that keeps getting really small ones. All right, let's go up to, let's go to 10 on this one. So we've got different hooks, all of them bigger than I would normally use for Vimba, but that's okay. That's cool. I like it when you catch the nace as well. They can add up as also if you're catching some decent markers. This would be a great spot for a picker rod though. Please tell me we have this on 14 gram. Yeah, we do. My guess is you will continue to catch things here all day. I just suspect that you'll start catching like less ideal fish during the hotter parts of the day. Less Vimba, less markers. I could be wrong, but that's what I would assume. You will sometimes get bites if you're not using pickers or really sensitive tips. You'll sometimes get bites from these types of fish and they won't show up. So you do kind of have to check the rods every once in a while. I feel like it's not like these fish nibble forever. So chances are you're not going to mess up too many bites like I just did on that one. I'm still thinking about it though. All right, fish on. Kidding me. Somebody's got a wide eye. Just give it a little bit more time, then we'll go check out that blue bream spot. It'd be nice to check out the blue bream spot during like more ideal time, but I think it's fine. We'll just go see if anything's biting at all. All right, let's get them set up. So you could go smaller leader as well. That might increase your bite rate. We are going to go to a really small leader here for the blue bream. I think I want to do 18 hook to start off with. Oh, wait. I'm pretty sure I've got some blue bream. Yeah, here's blue. Blue. White, blue. All right, so we'll just go through those. Let's make sure that's a legitimate bite. All right, blue, 18. Oh wait, I didn't switch the leader. 3.2, 3.1, that's fine. All right, so one more time. Nace. So maybe catch nace during the day. If enough of them are markers, that'd be fine. One more time. We're at 133.83 over here on the map in G6. Casting sort of back towards town. 20 clip. Using nature bark beetle larva. And that was for the Vimba. Now we're going to go check out the blue bream spot. Possible blue bream spot. This is like an old school spot that is often a decent spot at Volkhov for bream species. And yeah, we'll see if it's working right now. I don't know exact clip or anything, because from what I've heard, this isn't like an on fire spot right now, but then some people are saying they are catching them. So blue bream are very rare, like Vimba, but even more so probably, and but worth a ton compared to their weight. So if you ever get a really hot blue bream spot, which there's been some times in the past when that's happened, and the community has sort of dialed in on landing the big blue bream and trophy blue bream, those are pretty amazing times when that happens. So we'll see. And here we are. Okay. I think just usually it's just anywhere in here. We're going to do 18. We're going to do 18, 19, 20 clip. It's like when you're not sure of a clip, spread them out a little bit and see what happens. Put this one a little farther to the right as well. We're still well in that. It's just a big space that you can cast in over here. I've definitely seen it where straight towards the bridge has been best. I've also seen it where way over here has been best. So we'll just see. If we start snapping leaders because of roach or other stuff, then we'll adjust the leader size. But if it's a really good blue bream size, usually a small leader is what you want. All right, let's see what this is. That's a roach. Alright, so we're going to have to use one of our other, like, jaguar bream. I'm pretty sure that was a blue bream mix. These are as well. We'll just use this one. Let me see what these fish are, and I'll show you what's in this ground bait in just a second. Another roach. Well, it might be a roach farm. Okay, so we've now switched to this one, which has ground peas, castors, chopped worm cookies, and hemp seed oil. That has a fish on. Come on, blues. Alright, wide eye. So we know if we start catching wide eye and or blues, then it's probably worth trying it at night as well, because they may just get a little juicier at night. I think blues are just so random though. Sometimes they're just as good during the day, but they're always pretty elusive no matter what. But it might be worth trying it at night. See what's biting here at night. It's not the end of the world to catch some decent roaches though. Bark beetle larva is a nice cheap bait. And if you have a chance at blue bream, there's worse ways to spend your time. Now, if you get the spot, if you get to a point where just the blue bream are biting and the roaches are not biting, in other words, you're pretty much just on blue bream, then it might be worth playing with it, seeing if you increase the hook size. If you do start like dialing in on trophy blues. But we're at a good hook size for blues in general, and we also will hopefully not catch too big of other stuff. Oh, shoot. I do not like it when it tells you there's a fish on, and then it changes its mind like that. We'll spread them out a little bit. Go a little bit more straight on that one. Keep this one sort of where we've been casting all of them, and then go farther right on the third one. So this one will stay like right about here. Oh my gosh, it did it again. And this one will go much further right. Roach. Bigger roach. Whoa. The roaches are getting awfully big. What is this? Nice. Regular bream. We don't want to catch big regular bream on these 3.2 liters once nighttime hits, to be fair. If there's regular bream in this water, that sort of changes the liter size automatically, I think. to me. I'm gonna try a different one. So this has, should be pretty similar, ground peas, bloodworm, maggots, rice, and fennel. All these are Bream mixes I've used for white Bream and blue Bream in the past. Vimba as well. We're gonna break a leader on a Bream here, I can feel it. This could be a blue. This could be a nice blue right here. Come on, big blue, big blue. Oh, wait, did I call it? All of a sudden they're hitting. All of a sudden they're hitting. That's crazy to get 2 in a row. They're usually so rare. Alright, I'm starting to feel like we need to be a little bit more to the right. Not straight at the bridge. Is that another one? Dang. Okay. Alright. Let's go to a 15 hook. Let's try to increase the size of the blues here. I think, I mean, unless you just start really hitting those blues with some crazy RNG, I still think that the other spot for Vimbas that we showed at the beginning of this video is probably still your better bet for consistent silver. Because that seemed to be pretty legit for Vimba and for white Bream. But if you want to play the jackpot, come throw it in for blue Bream. That's regular bream. That's what we're scared of. And with the bigger hook, we'll hit them more. That's why I'm not going crazy. I mean, I've used like size 6 hooks on blue bream trying to hit those trophies when they've been crazy hot. But that's when you know you're not going to catch regular bream. And we don't know that in this spot at all. There we go. I'm also going to keep the small hook on this first line just as a test. We may end up getting more blues in this spot on the smaller hook. Algae works good for blues? Interesting. Holy cow, we're like pushing that leader. It's a roach. So someone had mentioned in one of the videos that they were using the acid pear dip. So I was telling Wrangler that. I think he had seen the comment too, and he's trying it, and he's saying that he thinks that it has increased the bite rates at bear, which would be sick. I'm going to do another leveling video or two tonight, but what I may do is fish at bear on my main account on my other monitor. And if I catch anything really nice while doing those videos, I'll flash it up. Which will mean that I'll be a little more chill on the leveling account in terms of progression, because I'll have to reel in carp here and there, but we'll balance it out. We're going to be talking about how to use feeders tonight, as we can finally purchase our first feeder leader on that account. So we can just, we'll still be catching fish on the feeder, even if the float fishing is a little bit interrupted from bear. Alright, so we've been going 38 minutes. I kind of want to at least touch into the very beginning of nighttime here to see if anything happens with the blues. But I basically, from what I've seen, I would say that Vimba spot we started with was worth fishing at if you want to catch some nice Vimba. Yeah, we may just not be able to get this fish in, but we might. So I think we'd have to try doing this with a little larger. It's probably a bream, or it could be like a trophy roach or something, but it's probably a bream. We may just have to start putting a little bit larger leaders on here. It may cut out the blue bream, it may not. You never know. We'll see what this fish is, though. It ended up not being as big as I was afraid at first. Yeah, it's just a bream. This is what it's like to fish for bream with beginner gear. It's not the most fun. How big was that one? 1.5? Well, we at least have to go up to 4.4. Let's just go to 5.4. I'll keep the 3.2 on the one to the left because it has smaller hooks. But on these two to the right with the size 15 hooks, that's going to get into regular bream, comfortably into regular bream range. So let's don't play around with that. We'll go to 5.4. I think you can still occasionally catch blues on the bigger leader, but it's just not ideal. Vimba seem to be better with the bigger leader than the blues do, in my opinion. As long as it's fluorocarbon, we should be okay. That's another roach. Look how fast we've caught 53 fish. It's fun. I mean, like if you've been doing sturgeon fishing or even carp, just come over here and fill up your net. Something small. Could be a blue. messed that one up. I guess we grabbed it too quick. There it is. Now, if I was smart, I'd sneak back over to the Vimba spot for the nighttime. But for you all, I will stay here and just see what happens. So how many is that blues that we've caught here? 3? 4 maybe? One white eye. Yep, 4 blues. I think we're really hurting our chances though by having to go up to these big leaders. We would probably be better off staying with the small leaders and the small hooks to hit the blues. All right, let's try white bream mix. This could be a blue. Is that a perch? No, it's a roach. Same difference. So we're now clipped 19, 20, and then 21 here on the left, far left. I was just thinking about it. I think we've gotten more blues on the right 2 rods than we did on the left top far left one. The far left one was the closest to us, so it's another roach. Well, we put white bream mix on it. We caught a white bream. All right, let's give it a tiny bit more time. I kind of want to just see like an hour of nighttime, which we're close. Roaches are slowing down. Let's see if we start catching anything else. We can always hope. I think I might start going back down to like we just want to see how much the blue breams are in the water. Oh yes. I'd love to see that. I'm going to go back down to 3.2 and also back down to 18. To see if we are seeing blues very consistently at all. I'll keep this one on the larger setup, but everything else is on small 18 hooks and 3.2 liters. Man, I love getting zebra mussels. That might be the most exciting part of fishing with the bark beetle larva out here. How many mussels is that for us now? 51 pieces. One day they will become sturgeon or sterlet, we hope. Hold your horses. White-eye. The elusive white-eye bream. Four blues are not enough to justify this spot. Unless you could get dialed in a little more. Now, this is the first time we've tried nighttime here, so we'll see. Come on. Come on now. It's a trophy if it's a blue. It's a roach. There we go. There we go. So the blues are here. So the blues are here. Is it worth trying to get dialed in on them? Maybe. Maybe it is. Could try different baits. I mean, like, algae. Night crawlers. Are we going to catch anything else scary on algae, though? I just don't know. That is a roach. Well, let's try it. What size hook do you have to use on algae? There's no way I don't have algae. Tiny to extra large. Did I just skip over it or something? Oh yeah, there it is. Mostly, this is a roach farm. I'm so curious if something's going to bite that algae, though. I just want to know so bad. Does the blue bream have any competitors for the algae out there? I mean, I bet you can still catch all sorts of stuff on algae. I don't know. Look at that. Another blue. And that was on bark beetle. And with the larger hook. But only 2 of them have been markers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 blues, but only 2 markers. Oh, here we go. Algae. Come on, algae. Don't let me down. Something other than blues, like algae here. Of course, it's bream. Alright. Whale. It's late enough that the roaches have pretty much died off. There's a rough. Which means, yeah. I don't know if I want to wait anymore or not. Yes. Oh, man. Come on, there's a bite on that middle rod. Turned into a very clear, well, overcast, but very calm night. 8.6 degrees Celsius. Maybe blues bite more during the day when the roaches do. I'm not really sure. I feel like back when we had some of those hot blue spots, it was actually like in the morning and late morning where you get a lot of the trophies. I don't know that blue bream are the same as some of the other bream species on being primarily nighttime. But I'm honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, they're so like streaky and elusive that it's kind of hard to nail them down. It's going to be a bream again, I guess. I mean, it's huge compared to what a blue bream would be. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would just go with, what is this, 18? Like maybe even try a smaller hook with the algae to try to filter out the bream, but I don't know. It may just not be worth it. Yeah, I do recommend the Vimba spot. I'm not sure about this one. It depends on how, like, if you've never caught a blue bream before, obviously they're here a little bit, so it's a good chance to at least try to find them. I'm not sure they're consistent enough right now to be worth it, though. Well, let's just check cafe orders and what our total net is worth. I mean, it's seeing how much silver we've made is going to mean very little because we spent very little time at the Vimba spot, which is where you'll make most of your silver. We just did a roach farm over here looking for blues, basically. And it looks like Wrangler just caught a really nice blue bream at the Vimba spot. So definitely fish the Vimba spot. I can't believe we missed that trophy by like 6 grams. I mean, that order by 6 grams. Nice Vimba order still here. White bream order. That's very doable. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll do that roach order real quick. I sold all my zebra mussels. I mean, I made my zebra mussels into bait. They're probably worth more as bait than just doing that cafe order. And other than that, we did 157 silver. I mean, you can't go wrong at Volkhov. If any kind of bream species, small or large, is biting, I mean, you just make silver here, you know. As long as it's active, it's such a good place to fish. Okay, as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time.